Every few months, I like to stop by Ollie's just to see if they've updated their comic book mystery packs. Well, on a recent trip to my hometown in West Virginia, I stopped by Ollie's and it looks like they've updated their packs. So I bought a few, so let's open them up and find out if I got anything good. Welcome back, comic book fans. It's Rusty again with Collector Auctions, and in today's episode, I ended up going back to Ollie's in my hometown. It's been several months, and I wanted to see if they've updated any of their comic book mystery packs, and it looks like they did. So I ended up picking up about 4 or 5 packs here, and so we're going to open them up today and see if we got any gems on the inside of those packs. I know what's on the front, and I know what's on the back, but what's in the middle sometimes can be a little bit of a surprise, or sometimes a little bit of a letdown. And that's part of the fun of this. This is a fun part of the hobby. Much like mystery boxes from sellers, these comic book mystery packs from Ollie's can be a lot of fun. Now, before we begin, definitely hit that like, slap the subscribe, and click on that notification bell so you guys don't miss out on any of the episodes that I put out each and every week, Mondays and Fridays at 10 a.m. All right, guys, I'm going to go find the scissors, sit back, get ready, and we'll get ready to open up these packs.
5 minutes later.
All right, guys, here are the packs. I found the scissors, so let's just get into the very first one right here. And what we've got on the front here is we do have a Web of Spider-Man 110 on the front and a Daredevil book that I cannot tell exactly what issue that is. It's down below the packaging right here. So let's just open it up. Like I said, we got the scissors. Let's open it up and let's find out what we have out of this first pack right here. And this pack has 5 comic books. The cost on these is $5.66, so you're spending a little bit more than $1 a book. And again, this is just for fun, so sometimes you can find some pretty cool things, maybe some pretty cool variants, you never know. But let's start with the books that we do know. Web of Spider-Man 110. And this Daredevil book, this is, what issue is this? It's a great cover though, isn't it? I mean, I hadn't seen this cover, but what's funny is all their graffiti that's on the cover there on the building is the names of all these artists and creators that's worked over this book for years. And it doesn't say it on the front, at least I can't find it. This is issue number 36 from 2014. I don't know if that has any value or not, but that's a really cool cover. I think the thing that caught me when I looked at it, it had Sal Buscema's name right up here at the top, and that's the first thing that I gravitated towards. I don't know why. All right, so the other books that are in here, we've got from Marvel Comics UK, Die Cut versus G-Force. That's a very foil book right there. It's a very 90s kind of book. And then we have Batman and the Outsiders. This is number 7. Is that Chuck Dixon that's writing this? This is a book. I wasn't reading a lot of DC back at the time, but let me just take a quick look right here. Yeah, that's Chuck Dixon. He's actually one of my favorite writers. He was the writer on Airboy when they brought that property to Eclipse Comics back in the 80s. I love that comic book. I remember having him get that book signed, the very first issue signed, and he was so excited that somebody brought him an Airboy book instead of, I guess, one of the Batman books. And then the last book that was in this pack is Convergence, Justice League International number 1. I believe that's Ron Mars who did that right there. So I don't know if that's any value or not, but that's not a bad little pack. That's a fun little pack. It looks like I'm going to have some fun reading those. All right, so much for the first pack. Let's move over to the second pack right here. And on this one, we've got 2099 Unlimited. You've got of course, the Hulk, the 2099 Hulk right there. This is issue number 3. And then on the back, you got that Walt Simonson X Factor number 20, which is not a key, but that whole run was pretty fun. So let's open up this one. And again, we've got 5 comic books in a pack of, that's only $5.99. So let's start with the books again that we started with. This is a really big book right here, $20.99. That's the one we know. And here's some of the dangers that you can have during this. So while this book looked pretty good, Look at the damage at the book as it's come in. You see that right corner down there? Man, that is dog-eared to death right there. That is a copy. That's a copy I might have to save and give away as a Halloween present. That's one of those things that I saw another YouTuber doing one time for Halloween. He'd give out comic books. And these books that I pick up from Ollie's, $1 a piece. I mean, I think it'd be more fun to give out comic books on Halloween than it would be to give out candy sometimes. So I may save that as something I can give to one of the kids who comes to the house. Oh, okay, so here's a nice book, Spider-Woman #1. It is not Julia Carpenter's, I get the name right, her #1 appearance, but it is her ongoing title right there, issue #1. That's pretty good. And then we've got Jonah Hex #2. This is by Jimmy Palmiotti. Who did he do the art? No, I think, who was it here? It says Gray. Who did the art? This is some really nice stuff. Yeah, Justin Gray did the art. That's some really nice artwork right there. And then, oh, this is a nice issue. We got X-Men 281. This is the spinning out right before they introduce Forge. I'm sorry, Bishop. My mistake, not Forge, but Bishop. Good run there, beautiful artwork. I love the artwork on this when the series changed over at this point. So that's not a bad little pack, except for that damage on that X Factor book. That's a little disappointing. But again, this is a book that I've got. I probably have multiple copies of this. Not a key, but that right there is disappointing. But like I said, we'll save this and we'll give it away at Halloween at some point. All right, so not a bad little pack. Not a pack that you're going to get rich on or send anything to CGC, but as I said, this is for fun, guys. All right, now we've got some other packs here. Now, these are packed up a little bit differently. I do not know if they're coming from the same source to Ollie's, but those right there, the first two were in kind of a looser packing, but these are really tight, and there's no chance that, unless you open these up, there's no chance of actually sneaking a peek inside to see if you can find out what's inside. But they're still the same price, still 5 comics. So let's open it up. And these are going to be a little bit more difficult to get in, so I may have to fast forward here. All right, that was a little bit of a mess. These are in bags, and it is really tight, so it's kind of hard to get in there and cut anything without damaging the books. But let's get in there, and I'll show you what I've got. It open here. I'll show you what I've got. We've got issue #25 from Boom Studios' Firefly. And I know people who love that TV series. I never really watched it, even though I do have the full DVD set in the cabinet upstairs with the television set. But I never really got into it. Now, the reason I bought this, it had an Electra #1 right here. I thought that might be the red, was it Black, White, and Blood, but it's not. It's just a regular Electra #1 there. Okay, now I had no chance of looking inside. These are really tightly packed, so what do we have? We have issue #2 of Psy, the series right there. This is... that's an interesting book. And then we've got No One's Rose. I don't know what this is. From Vault Comics. I have no idea. I've never heard of it. And then the last one from Harrier Comics. We've got, how do you even pronounce it? Barbarine? When is this from? Hang on. I have no idea. This is... Check out that. That's a very Harrier Comics. I'd never even heard of them, but that artwork looks very familiar from that style of 80s artwork that from independent artists that really weren't going to be good enough to be in Marvel or DC. So that's an interesting book. I'll have to look that up and see if there's any real value to something like that. That's an interesting pack right there. That's a strange little pack. I can't even tell what year this... Let's see if I can find it in here real quick. Yeah, I'm not even finding a copyright date. But interesting book. So kind of curious. I mean, sometimes you find some weird things in there, and that one's definitely one of the weirdest books I've seen in there. All right, let's just go on to the next pack right here. Now, this one had Action Comics number 711, and it had Firefly Holiday Special number 1 right there from Josh Whedon and, of course, Boom Studios again. And I'm going to fast forward through this just like I did the last one. As I said, these packs are really tight, and they're taped down, and there's no edge for me to open this up. So fast forward like I just did. All right, got the books out. Wow, that was a little risky there. All right, so what do we start with? We've got Superman in Action Comics number 711. Looks like got a pretty good art team there. You got David Michelini and Butch Guice doing the teaming up right there. And as I said, we've got Josh Whedon it's Josh Whedon's Firefly Holiday Special number 1 right there. And then from Boom Studios, we've got issue number 1 of Good Luck, another book that I'm not familiar with. And from Aftershock, SOS, Support Our Shops. What is this? This looks like a variety of different books in here. Got a David Mack cover. That's actually pretty cool. Got some good creators. You got a list on the back: Colin Bunn, Steve Orlando, David Mack, Stephanie Phillips, Jerry Ordway. Who else is on there? I know right off. Yeah, that's an interesting little book. And then the last thing we've got here is from Opus. What the heck is Opus? Crystal Planet. Oh, that's kind of interesting. I mean, I would have expected to have at least some Marvel and DC books in the middle, but yeah, this is going down the rabbit hole real fast here of things that no one even remembers or probably even wants. So definitely some of these things, I mean, I'll look them up just in case there's some hidden gem here, but guys, this is really weird. I don't know. I may have to wait a while before I see any more Ollie's packs if it continues like this, but I don't know, some kids are going to get some Halloween comics here for sure. All right, let's move on and see what else we've picked up. This pack right here, I bought it mostly because you've got one of the World War Hulk issues right there. You got that David Finch artwork on the front, and you've got Betty and Veronica right here, number 1. I think they've got some other better cover number 1s. Let me fast forward through this like we just did. All right, guys, got the books out. Let's see if we do any better on the inside. I know the first book here is issue number 3. Beautiful David Finch artwork right there. And as I said, we've got issue number 1. I don't know if this is a real number 1 or if this is a promotional, but Betty and Veronica number 1 right there. All right, let's see what we've got in the middle this time. Strangers in Paradise from Terry Moore, issue number 51. Terry Moore, I know. This I've heard about. And then we've got a Virgin cover to Once and Future, number 13. Now, this might actually have a little bit of value if it didn't have this giant corner bend right here. Somebody dropped the heck out of this pack and dented the heck out of it. So even if this book had some value, it wouldn't after that damage. And then the last one is, this is from, I can't even pronounce it. It's Jim Henson's The Storyteller. Tale 1 of 4, The Tricksters. Yeah, a book from a company I can't even pronounce. Arcania? No, it doesn't have an N. Forget it. I can't pronounce it. So interesting little pack there. At least there was something in the middle that I recognized. At least I recognized the creator. So curious stuff right here. All right, let's open up the last pack and see what other weird stuff we can get. Now, I definitely got this last pack because of Ultimate Power #1 right there. It is the sketch, or the black and white sketch cover. I know that's a variant. And then it had Dune from Boom Studios, House of... I'm not even sure what... How do you... I'm not a fan of Dune, so I don't know the different houses and things like that. But this is issue #3. Again, we're going to fast forward while I attempt to cut this open without damaging the books. All right, guys. That was the last pack. Thank goodness. That was too much work having to open up these things. All right, let's show you what I've got here. We've got Ultimate Power #1, and I don't think this is a real #1. I think this is a promotional because it says Wizard World Texas exclusive down there. Maybe that's what that is right there. So we'll have to see if that has any value. We've got the Dune #3 book right here. And Gloomhaven Fallen Line. This is from... I mean, are these even American comics? I don't think these are American comics. What the heck is this? I have no idea what that is. This I recognize, though. Yeah, I like this. Mark Miller, John Romita Jr., Kick-Ass #3. Got Hit Girl right there. That is awesome. And then the last book in the interior was 7 Secrets from Boom Studio. It is issue #11. It's a virgin cover right there. So that was actually pretty good. The condition looks pretty nice. I don't know if that has any value or not. Again, we'll look these up. I will tell you this. When I do the editing on the show, if I find any value in anything, I'll put it on the screen. Somehow, I doubt that there's anything worth any more than what I paid for this in this order. Again, I think this is going to be a Halloween treat special right here. These are things I'm not going to keep in the collection. But it was fun opening these things up. You never know what you're going to get. This time, got some weird stuff in there. I may have to wait a while on Ollie's again for another go at it. What's funny is I've been watching some other Ollie's videos recently, and it seems like some other places got some really good packs in there, and they got some really good keys that have been popping up, and maybe they have better keys in better other places than I do down in Southern West Virginia. I don't know. But yeah, this was not there was no value in any of this other than just entertainment, guys. I hope you're getting more out of it than I did. So guys, thank you for joining me today. Definitely leave me a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of the books. And if you've been picking up mystery packs from Ollie's, I'd love to know. Guys, I'm out of here. You all have a great day. I'll see you for the next episode. And remember, every comic has a story.